Hi kids, my name is Sarah and I'm here with your DIY speech sounds today. And with me is my handsome co-host,
Jude.
Jude, how do you spell your name?
J-U-D-E.
Awesome. Is there anything you want to tell our listeners before we get started?
No.
Not really? Okay, well today we are working on two cognate pairs. Do you remember which sounds?
T and D.
T and D sounds. We kind of saved these ones for one of the last episodes that we're doing just because T and D are not ones that we hear aired very often. And so we saved those for almost last. Next week will be our last video. And to talk about our T and D, we first need to talk about where they're placed in your mouth. So T and D is a very natural sound for kids to make. It's one of the first consonants that they babble, because when we are at a resting posture in our mouth and we just sit with our mouth closed, Jude, feel where your tongue is at when you're sitting with your mouth closed.
Right here.
It's kind of laying on the floor of your mouth or on the roof of your mouth, and where's your tongue tip touching?
The roof.
Where's your tongue tip touching? Feel your tongue tip when you're resting your mouth like this. It should be right behind your teeth. That's our natural posture. Are you feeling your tongue tip right behind there? Good. Now scratch that little bump with your tongue behind your teeth, that alveolar ridge. That is where our tongue touches quickly to make our T and D sound. Can you feel it touching your bump behind your teeth? Very good. So a lot of times we'll hear that babies are babbling da 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 da. That's one of their first consonant sounds that they babble. What we will often hear is that kids will mix up the T and D sound and they will change that voicing. So let's figure out what the difference is between those T and D sounds, okay? So Jude, first I want you to make your T sound. Good job. And then I want you to make your D sound.
D.
Awesome. What do you feel is different between those two sounds?
More air here.
Good. Sit up so we can see your face, please.
Less air.
Awesome. So our T sound has a little bit more air forced out and our D sound does not. What about your voicing? Touch your vocal folds and see which one is vibrating.
D.
What did you figure out? The D sound does what?
Vibrate.
Has our voice on, so our vocal folds are vibrating. Very good, Jude. You're a speech scientist. Good job. All right, so our voicing changes with those two sounds, as does our airflow, but our mouth position and our tongue position stays the same. T, 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 versus d, d, d. So, should we do the tissue test and see if you can move the tissue with your airflow? Okay, so we are going to grab a tissue, and I'm going to have Jude make his T sound, which he said had more air coming out. So let's see if that's true. I want you to say a T word. Can you think of a T word?
Tiger.
Tiger. Okay, now let's see how much air you have coming out.
Tiger.
Ooh, I saw it bounce a little bit. It moved. It kind of made a little wave. How about if you use that same word, but this time just change it to a D?
Tiger.
Tiger. There wasn't any movement of that tissue. Did you see any?
Nope.
All right, how about the word turtle?
Turtle.
Oh, good. And how about dirtle?
Turtle.
Nothing, right? Good. So we know that our airflow is a little bit more forceful for that T sound. And our voice is turned off when we make that T. All right. So like I said, a lot of times kids will switch up that T and D sound. And so we are going to use what we call our minimal pair cards. And the only difference is the initial consonant, the T versus the D. So let's see if Jude can hear the difference first. Jude, I have a tear and a deer. Okay? I want you to point to the tear. Good listening. How about the deer? Oh, he's got it. Okay, now you get to be the teacher and tell me which one to point to.
Tear.
This one's tear.
Tear.
This one. Oh, you tried to trick me, didn't you? I saw. I picked up what you were doing there. All right, so we're going to try one more, and I'll see if I can trick Jude this time. You ready? Okay, so here our minimal pairs are door and tore. It looks like the paper tore right here. So, are you ready? Jude, can you find tore? Awesome. How about door? Good. And where's door? Oh, he's too good for me. You figured it out. Okay, very good. So that's one way that we can make sure the kids are hearing the difference between the T and D sounds if they are saying them incorrectly. And then we can have them start producing them. All right, so now if kiddos are having a hard time finding where that T goes in their mouth, sometimes they will make that T come out of their mouth like this. But if we say the word turtle with our tongue out of our mouth, it doesn't quite sound like it should, does it?
Turtle.
No, it sounds young. Sounds like a young person is saying it. So I'm going to show Jude where that tongue is supposed to go. You're going to put your tongue tip right behind your teeth and feel that little bump. Now keep your tongue there and say, t, t, t. Good. Now you can close your teeth a little bit and say it. And just make sure that your tongue doesn't come out of your teeth. Very good. So kids might have to walk that tongue back a little bit in order to get it in the right spot as well. So that's our T sound. Do you have any questions about our T sound? Always practice it in isolation first. Make sure they can do t, 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 or da, 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 da in isolation all by itself before you put it onto words and vowels and into sentences. Make sure they master it in isolation first. If you have any questions, please contact Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, at coloradospringspeech.com or come visit us at Pediatric Speech and Language Center. Anything else you want to say?
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. We'll see you next week.